Hello and welcome back to the Park Life Football Podcast. This is the Final Whistle Show. We round up all the weekend's results and look at our candidates for the England manager's job. All coming live from the studio with tonight's guests Thomas Schott, Jamie Hillsden and Danny Roberts. So here we go then, back for 2012. Good evening, Tom.
Evening, Luke.
Good evening, Jamie.
Nice to see you again, Luke.
You too, pal. Good evening, Danny.
Good to be back, boys.
Right then, let's kick it off. Hot topic this week, the England manager's job. Tom, who do you think is going to get it? And give us a bit of reaction on Capello being sacked.
Well, I can't say I'm too... Well, I can say I'm surprised, but I can't say I'm bothered about Capello being sacked. I mean, he was doing quite a good job leading up to the Euros, but a disastrous World Cup campaign. Now I think there's only one man for the job, and that's Harry Redknapp.
Jamie, do you utter Tom's words?
Yeah, I do agree with him. I'm not really surprised. I'm happy that he's gone, and I want Harry Redknapp. I think, like most people are saying, Harry Redknapp for the job. But I think it's good that Capello's gone. I don't think his heart was really and truly in it. I mean, because after the Euros, he was going to go anyway. So I think it's good that he's gone out now, and we need to appoint a new manager, and hopefully it's going to be Harry Redknapp.
I hope so. Danny, do you agree with Jamie and Tom?
Yeah, apart from the Harry Redknapp thing, I think that he's done too much of a good job with Tottenham to leave now, especially as they've started pushing for top three,
But
if not trying to win
I
it.
think he really wants that England job, though. Even though he's not saying it
If
in the
it had come at a
media
different time.
right now, but I think Harry Redknapp does want the job as England manager. I hope he gets it.
I wouldn't mind Stuart Pearce having a go, but
What
might be
about-
a bit of a step up?
What about him managing Spurs and England both at the same time?
Tom was bringing.
No.
See,
Yeah,
I'm a
also
believer that I think a manager could do that. I mean, Redknapp, he's got a lot of English players at Spurs, and
But that
I
would just
mean,
make him pick English players
no,
that play for Spurs.
it wouldn't, because like
It's too hard to do
different
Premier
manager for
League.
different-
and
He wouldn't be
international.
biased. Like
he
that.
wouldn't be biased. But
It's
I
not
mean,
football
I
manager
think
this
he
time.
could do it.
Do you know what he was talking about today in the papers about bringing Paul Scholes
Oh,
back
yeah.
to the England team? I think that.
Because he's the same as Xavi and Iniesta, and he never gives the ball away.
Well, yeah, that's exactly
But
what
he
he
can't, he
said.
can't tackle,
He can't tackle though. Yeah.
letting him down that bit.
No, I think Redknapp will see the season out with Spurs. Even if he does well, qualifies for Champions League or whatever, I think he won't turn down the England job. He said it a million times before in the Sun when he writes articles. He says how much like that's a top job for football in his opinion, being England manager. He won't turn it down if he gets a chance.
Yeah, really, there's only one man for it, to be honest. I mean, there's some ridiculous odds going on in the betting shops. I mean, Alan Pardew, 42-1, he's never going to be England manager.
I think Gus Hiddink could be a good appointment, but I can't see him getting it, to be honest.
I've got a bit of an exclusive for you, to be honest. A source at Blackpool tells me that Ian Holloway,
Don't even
start the
say
laughing, right? He wanted to go to the media man, Matt Williams, to release a statement that he'd be happy to do the Blackpool and England job, and he's deadly serious in that.
Serious?
That's an exclusive. Nobody knows that.
Come on now.
Straight on the Park Life
He
Football
wants to
podcast.
go to be England manager. Is that blowing you
Ian
on trumpet
Holloway.
or not?
That's an exclusive live here in the Park
He
Life.
did fantastic to
Football
get
podcast.
Blackpool up, and he had a great season with them. But he's not an international manager. He's not an England manager.
Well, he likes to think he is.
Don't know if a great season coming
So-
up from relegation.
We'll let him think that. So what about Harry Redknapp taking over part-time, like Tom says, till the end of the season? Because I don't think we've got that many friendlies, and then
We've only got one more game, I think, until
Yeah.
the end of the Premier League season, so I don't think that'd be a
well,
problem.
Stuart Pearce is already
the
manager for
Holland
that
game,
game for
yeah.
Holland. So
is there any more after that?
I don't think
I don't
so.
think there is.
There's a few friendlies after the Premier League finishes
Yeah.
before the Euros, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think Redknapp will
Can be done easily.
take
Yeah.
the job.
So we're all saying Redknapp then. Fancy him now, 1 to 3.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nobody else in it, is there really?
Not really.
Well, I mean, Gus Hiddink.
Hiddink's a
No,
good
the
manager,
thing
but I
is,
can't
you're
see
on
him
about
getting
Hiddink. I think we need an English
Yeah,
manager.
I mean, yeah.
it. They
if
said
it
it's a
wasn't,
preferred option.
if
Yeah,
it wasn't
okay.
this thing about needing English, then Hiddink could be a good option. I mean, what did he got South Korea to the semi-final?
Well,
was it?
Marino's even a better option.
Well, yeah, Mourinho as well. But well, I don't know if he'd.
Yeah,
I
don't-
think
Just they
I-
ruined
I-
too many careers
don't want
with
to-
national jobs.
if Redknapp to England at the end of the season, I think Mourinho's had enough for Madrid and Spain, and he might come to Spurs. I reckon. There's some Spurs have already got Modric, Bale. If Mourinho comes in, if Mourinho's a manager, then Spurs have got the money, and if you've got Mourinho, he's going to attract some big names.
Well,
Yeah,
he is rumoured to be leaving Real Madrid at the end of the season for a Premier League club, but apparently there's a clause in
I
his
think
contract that says he can only leave for Man United.
Yeah, that's it. I think Mourinho only wants to play manage for Man United. I think if he comes back to the Premier League, it's only going to be Man United, and that's going to be when Ferguson quits.
But
I'd
why
agree.
not? Why not have a few years with Spurs? Then
If
stop
it's in
off
his
at
contract,
United.
though, it
He doesn't
can't.
need it, does he? Where would you
He
rather
doesn't
be,
need
Real
it,
Madrid or
but
Spurs?
I can't see Fergie retiring for another 3-4 years
Yeah,
yet.
Mourinho
Okay.
will wait, and
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. But for the England manager candidate, it's got to be an English person. I can't see us appointing a foreign manager.
No.
Harry Redknapp definitely. I mean, the players will play for him. He's a patriotic man, and he's going to want his country to win. And the players were going to play for him definitely if he is appointed.
I honestly think England could do well if they get Redknapp. I mean, everyone says how much of a good man manager he is.
Is football coming home?
Well, get exciting times if we get Redknapp. But yeah, I think he's got. I mean, he's done well with every club he's been at. He's worked wonders with Spurs. I know he's spent a bit of money, but I mean, he's got the players playing some lovely football. People saying Spurs are the best, most attractive team in the Prem this year. If you can get England playing like that, you never know.
Right, we'll leave it there. Then move on to another side of management. The sacking of Mick McCarthy today from Wolves, seen by some as a bit of a bad decision by the board.
Yeah, well, if you look at the stats, which I've got here, done my own work.
Good lad, Jamie.
And if you look, they've played 25 games so far. They've only won 5 of them, drawn 6 and lost 14. And if you're a manager, they go by your results, and they're clearly not good enough. I know he's been there for, is it 5.5 years? But the
it's quite
time's
a
come
while. Been there a while
now, and the time's come, and they need to appoint a new manager. They're thinking he's going to bring change to the club, because I think the fans have lost faith in
Yeah.
McCarthy. And
I read before that it was like they've been up now 2 years, and it's the longest they've been consecutively in the Premier League. But obviously he's not doing the job anymore. He's just settled at where he is, and they need to get someone new in to make it that extra bit and stay in the Premier League.
I always think it's unfair, like with Neil Warnock, you got him up, and I mean, you should give him at least a season. Even, I mean, he's done well to get QPR up, but Mick McCarthy's had 2 and a
The
bit
money
years
was
in the
there, though,
Prem.
wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's unfair to sack a manager after he's just brought you up. But McCarthy's
Out
been
of
there
the
for
3
2
teams
years.
this year, though, Swansea, Norwich and QPR, you'd have thought QPR would be pushing for top half out of the 3.
But
But it's Swansea and Norwich.
They lost to their rivals West Brom 5-1 at home, and in January they've lost to Birmingham 1-0 at home, and they've also lost 3-2 to Aston Villa at home. All big rivals and
Yeah.
games they really want to be winning.
Well, you could tell, like, on Sunday's game, no, was it Saturday? Well, the game against West Brom, you could tell the fans weren't happy. And, like, every time they gave the ball away, it was on the players' backs, it was on the manager's back. So, I mean, I think the chairman's made the right decision.
Jamie O'Hara tweeted after the game as well that they tried the best and results will come, and that they just got to keep the faith.
I'm just looking at the odds now then for the next Wolves manager. The favourite at the moment, Steve Bruce at 4-1, and also Alan Kirbishley 4-1. They're the two.
Yeah, I read before,
two
but
favourites.
Kirbishley said he'd love to be considered. So, but he's been out of a job for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, long time. I'm not.
Was it West
I
Ham?
can't
last?
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
West Ham.
When he left Charlton to go there.
So
I think
probably hungry if he comes back. He wants to get back on
even Neil
the
Warnock.
road to
I
management.
mean,
Neil
he could
Warnock
be a
10-1, Dave Jones 10-1, Ian Holloway 10-1.
Ian Holloway's getting England job.
He's 50-1 for England job as well. Sean O'Driscoll 12-1, Rafa Benitez 12-1, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Danny's favourite 12-1,
Yeah.
Billy Davies 12-1, Zola 12s, Chris Houghton 14, Shearer 16, Lee Clark 16, Ferguson 16, and Nigel Worthington 16. They're the top ones for the
I
running.
think Steve Bruce might
Steve
be
Bruce.
interested.
If he wants to come back so quickly,
Yeah,
What about Warnock? Warnock?
Warnock
I
wouldn't be
think
bad.
Warnock could do well, but
He'd want to
it's
get
going to
back
be a
in the
tough
game.
job for whoever gets in there. They've got some decent players, but I mean the confidence is low in it. So
Well, we're on Steve Bruce, sacked from Sunderland over the just before we left before Christmas, I think.
That was our last podcast,
Yeah.
wasn't it? We were talking about
So Martin O'Neill's come in. Tremendous job so
Stonky.
far.
that. Oh, he's
what a start!
What a change around.
I mean, well, there was top of the form table, weren't they? Before they lost to Arsenal at the weekend, but even that was unlucky. I mean, an Henry, was it 92nd
Henry.
minute winner or something?
Thierry Henry.
But yeah, what can you say about him? He turns clubs around.
So
Doesn't
do you think Wolves have got the same mentality, really? They've seen what happened with Sunderland. They got rid of the manager, got a new one in. Hopefully, they're hoping that they're going to do the same.
They would hope so, but I
Yeah.
think Sunderland have got a different quality
Yeah.
of player compared to Wolves. Wolves are going to scrap all season, whoever they bring in now. Sunderland will probably finish above Newcastle in the end,
Hmm.
which won't be liked on in the North East, but that's the way it could go. And then to another manager, QPR. They brought Mark Hughes in, Sat Warnock. Average start so far.
Well, Mark Hughes left Fulham saying he wanted like a bigger project, a bigger club, and
Yeah,
he's
I
gone to
thought that was a
QPR.
strange one.
Which, I mean, they've got the money. He made some good signings. Cisse, Zamora are going to bang his goals.
Well,
in.
they Blackburn. Well, QPR lost to Blackburn at the weekend 3-2,
Mm.
and I think Blackburn have been one of the most poor sides in the Premier League this season. And
Definitely.
I can't really remember what else have they got under Mark Hughes. Has he been doing well? I haven't.
I think he's won like 1, lost 2, drawn.
Yeah.
It's not been the
They've
best
not
start.
done-
He wouldn't have wanted to have
They've done
lost
now
against
special.
Blackburn.
No.
Wait,
One of his
I
former
think the only
clubs.
reason he's gone there now is because they've got money. If it was like a lower league club that didn't have any money to spend, I don't think he'd taken the job at this point in the season. It's a hard job to turn him around, I reckon. 'Cause
Yeah.
bringing new players in, they've got to fit in with an already weak team, really.
And Cisse getting sent off
Hmm.
straight away. That's done him no favours.
That was harsh from what I saw.
But then at the weekend, Jamie Mackey scored 2 great goals. So who needs Zamora? Who needs Cisse? And you've already got Jamie Mackey who sat there.
Well, yeah, he's super sub, wasn't
It was 2 greats. His second strike was fantastic.
Pearl, a peach.
Beauty. Right then, we'll move on to looking at the results from this weekend just after this. Right then, here we go, Tom. Wolves 1, West Brom 5. Bye-bye, Mick McCarthy.
Well, West Brom are a strange team because at home they never seem to win. They've not. I don't think they've won in like the last 5 or 6 games at home. But when it comes to playing away, they love it. They've won. I think they've won more away than home. So yeah, and I mean, if they sort out the home form, get a few results like this away, then they'll be safe mid-table. I think. Yeah.
Good performance from Odin Wingy.
Yeah,
Played
yeah.
well.
He's been a great signing. Was it Hodgson who brought him in? Like 2.5 mil.
I'm not sure.
Somewhat
Was it?
cheap.
Yeah, I think it probably was. Yeah.
We're missing Shane Long as well, who's been playing well since he brought him. But yeah, Odin Wingy looks a good player. Jonas Olsen at the back, he was solid, set up a few goals as well. So yeah, decent performance. Well, a great performance.
Aston Villa City, a bit of a boring game for the neutral fan really, and the fans involved. Jamie, what did you think about this game?
I didn't see the game, but I heard about it. Was it Joleon Lescott who scored the goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scrappy
It
goals
came
as
off
well.
his
It was quite near the end, wasn't it? They're trying to do a Man United there. Like they don't have to flavour it very well, but they still managed to win the game. That's from what I heard.
Yeah.
But
correct.
yeah, that's put them top of the table now, isn't it? 2 points clear from Man U.
Yeah. Did you watch this one, Tom?
Yeah, I watched the
Go on
game.
then, give us a bit of a verdict on what you thought. I know you had a bet on the game and you were a bit disappointed.
Well, I had a bet for goals, and well, as you can see, it wasn't very successful. But I mean, City controlled the game.
Such a bad habit, mate. Gambling.
Especially when you're not winning.
Win more
Our
than
resident
Elite,
tipster.
But yeah, City controlled it. I mean, they had Aguero up front on his own, so they weren't like they rested Dzeko, they missing Balotelli, but I mean,
Strange one for me, that resting Zeko. I thought they'd been playing well. Them two up top, Aguero and
well, he gave
Dzeko.
Adam Johnson a start and he looked lively. He hit the post as well. But yeah, the City controlled it. Aston Villa was just dire. I mean, McLeish was a strange appointment in the first place, and they're playing such bad football. He played Emile Heskey right midfield, asking to track back and work in the midfield.
He's good
got
at that.
Diamond Ben. I mean, Robbie,
Trying
He's
something new, mate.
I don't know.
Playing
He's
right
just-
back in the changing room.
He looked
Exactly.
at Emile.
He left Inzogby out for Heskey on the right. He left Stephen Ireland out. I mean, Ireland doesn't work the hardest, but you at home, you should go for it at least. I mean, it was terrible football.
Are they a team without any desires now, Aston Villa? Since Martin O'Neill's
Yeah.
gone, they just seem to be, we're
just
just
look
happy
like-
with a mid-table
Yeah,
finish.
exactly. Mid-table, we'll just sit there mid-table because under O'Neill they were challenging top 5, even top 4. But I mean, they've spent a bit of money. Diamond Bent for 24 mil, Inzogby for like 8
Overrated.
million. But well, he'll get you goals, but he's not getting service. I mean, he's just
Playing up front on his
literally
own.
terrible. Yeah, he was on his own. He was picking the ball up in midfield, and he's a striker, and there's no one in front of him.
Who's this, Ben?
Yeah, Diamond Ben.
Alright.
He's a good striker, but when you're getting no service, you're not going to score, are you?
I City having a little bit of a period now. They're starting to get a bit nervous.
Hope so.
They can see the end
I
of the
mean-
season. It's within sight, and United are really starting to catch up on
Yeah,
them now.
United got this experience now. We're used to it, but City aren't. So I think Man United are going to win the league, and City are going to slip up, as you say. They're getting a bit nervous.
Yeah, the fans have gone very quiet now. At the start of the season, when they were beating people 4 and 5-0, scoring cricket scores.
Yeah.
Now it's gone a bit quiet, just 1-0 wins and your draws and stuff, and they're starting
But
to just quieten down.
Like Jamie said, they didn't play that well, but I mean, a win's a win at the end of the day. If they keep grinding out results, they're going to be. I think they could do it this year. I mean, United are going to push them all the way, and it's going to be really close. They've got to play each other again, haven't they? So that could be the deciding.
Interesting
could be.
game, that'll be.
I think so. There's your roundup then of the Super Sunday games. The rest of the fixtures just after this. Right then, the biggest talking point of the weekend. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1, or should I say Patrice Evra 2, Suarez 1. Jamie, I know you've got a lot to say about this. Go on,
yes,
we'll let you
I
start
do.
first.
Yes, well, Wayne Rooney tried to take away the matters off the pitch to bring him back onto the pitch with his 2 goals in about 5 minutes. Brilliant from Rooney. He played well. It was quite... Suarez got the goal for Liverpool. That was quite ironic. But, yeah, we don't remember the game, to be honest, do we? We just remember it because of the... Suarez Evra, as you said, the racist... Suarez was found as to be racist. He was proved racist. And he didn't shake Evra's hand. I mean...
Did he, or did Evra not shake his hand?
No, that's ludicrous. People, Liverpool fans putting stills of Evra taking his hand away. Well, that's ridiculous. But no, Evra offered his hand out. Suarez went straight past him, didn't even look at him. I mean, what does that say about Suarez as a man? You don't shake his hand because he's black. That's primarily what he's doing. And
the Liverpool fans seem to be backing that. So to me, it's all...
Some Liverpool fans backing it, and some actually holding a hand up saying, Suarez, what an idiot. So they're sensible Liverpool fans. But Suarez, so now he's a cheat, he's a racist, and basically Alex Ferguson, he's called him a disgrace, I agree, and he's called for Liverpool to sell him. I think that might be a bit quite drastic, but I can understand what he's saying in the heat of the moment. Kenny Dalglish as well on Saturday after the match.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was terrible.
What he was saying.
He has made an apology since then.
Yeah, he has. And I don't think he was thinking about what he was saying. But then the American owners, but back in America, they're seeing this in the American papers, this bad publicity for Liverpool, and they finally have to step in and tell Dalglish, Suarez, you need to make an apology because it's not on. Because they're putting the club, it's a great club, Liverpool, and they're putting them into disrepute, and they've stepped in finally. They've apologised, and but I think it's too late now. You've done what you've done. Suarez didn't shake his hand, and he should have. If he shook his hand, there'd be none of this at all. But everyone was going to rise above it, and Suarez, I just don't understand the man. He's just not a very nice bloke.
If it hadn't happened before as well, but not racism, but Suarez being a bit of a character on the field. He got banned before he came to Liverpool for biting someone on the neck.
And then that thing he did in the World Cup.
And he saved it off the line with a handball against Ghana.
And then stands on the side cheering when the penalty got missed that he gave away.
The interesting thing about this racism thing as well is Ferdinand and Terry, when they next come up against each other, Rio Ferdinand, is he not going to shake Terry's hand because of what happened with his brother? Or where does it end?
Well, yeah,
Because it's just
Well,
Man United play
apparently
Chelsea,
they don't,
but-
do they? They're
Yeah.
not going to shake hands,
It's been-
apparently.
it seems
Rio
like it's been
Ferdinand
blown out
doesn't-
of all proportion. No one's.
Yeah, why didn't they
taken a
call
stand.
off? Why didn't the FA call off the
I don't know.
handshake?
That's what many people are saying. Why did that not happen? That would have been the sensible thing to do.
But to be honest, why should they have to do it? To be honest, if you look at it from the other point of view, I mean, the FA instilled this respect campaign. The players should shake each other's hands.
But is there a need for this handshake at the beginning? When you're coming out for a match, you're supposed to be fired up. You're supposed to
Yeah.
not like the opposition. Why are we then going shaking hands with them, pretending we're best mates?
Yeah,
Like
I
Gary
see what you
Neville
mean.
said, you're supposed to be going in there. You're not supposed to like the other
Mm.
player you're going to be coming up against. Then after the game,
After
it's
the
all
game,
end,
you
shake,
end
yeah.
of, and you shake
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
Best man won kind of attitude. But
Look, it's like that in rugby. People, the players come out, everyone's fired up, get into the game, bash each other around for 80 minutes afterwards, hugging,
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
played. Then
that's how
there's a
it should
shake.
be.
Then they clap the fans off at the end.
Yeah.
Football players
Yeah.
do it at the beginning, just walk off and do their
Yeah.
own thing.
Yeah, looking back at Liverpool and the support they've gave Suarez over this issue, I mean, I think they were wrong as well. Looking back on it, I think it was the Wigan game they're playing away, and all the players came out warming up with Suarez
Yeah, that
shirts on.
That was a bad PR
I
stint.
think
that.
they'll regret that again. They'll regret that now, thinking back.
I think the
But-
worst thing about the support is it's Dagley's trying to get one over on Ferguson and United, mainly because he's not a manager as such as a fan of Liverpool.
Yeah,
He thinks Liverpool are the best team
Yeah.
and they can't do anything wrong.
Regardless.
But at the end of the day, they're sat in where 7th.
Yeah.
He's still not doing that
After
well.
spending like 75 million, something like that.
Exactly.
did you see the Sky Sports interview he gave after the
Yeah,
game?
it was shocking.
He was
He was
going,
basically trying to say that Jeff Streaves was just making it up what he said,
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
and he would believe what Suarez says. Now
He
needs to have a
pretended
look
he
at
didn't
himself.
see
I
the
mean,
handshake.
the
Yeah.
supporting your own players and then just realising
And, yeah, the
like, that
obvious.
someone's wrong.
But
Yeah.
Suarez said, "Oh, I wasn't racist." Then it came out that he was, and he was like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I was racist."
Well,
And they've just carried it on, and he's like still defending him. So
he was charged with racism, but like, have they ever proven it? Because they
Well,
looked
he
at the
did-
evidence,
He's
and
been charged,
apparently,
I
it,
suppose if
apparently
you've
it
been
was
charged,
Evra's
then
word
that's it,
against Suarez's word.
yeah,
Well,
So
yeah.
how
And
can you-
Liverpool say there's more to.
If
there's a
I say
deeper thing.
if I go to court and say you just called me something, and no one else heard it, how can they prove it?
Yeah,
Well, he must have admitted to saying it, did he?
I don't think it is.
I don't get why Suarez wasn't taken to court. Terry's been taken to court. Why isn't Suarez?
Yeah, I agree. In the same way, if I'm racist, I get sent to prison. Why do them two not?
It's like one
this-
rule for football, there's
it's
another
the, it's
for
the law.
exactly.
It's any sports person. When we saw with Floyd Mayweather at boxing, I think he punched his girlfriend or wife, and they've set back the cut. He's supposed to be in prison for 6 months or something, but they've set it
Oh,
back
yeah.
until after his next fight,
Exactly.
so he can
It's not
fight
on.
and get the pay.
Well, let's just draw a line under that issue then. Hopefully, both players can move on and both sets of fans. It was a good game, really, in truth. I thought that Rooney's double just tried to quieten down Liverpool after what was a fiery half-time interval, I think, between the players in the tunnel.
Yeah, did you hear about half time? De Gea was allegedly
Someone
spat on, which
Who was that? Suarez?
yeah. So I don't know what player it was, but he said he was spat on, and that caused a sort of
Yeah,
a
there was
bit
a
of
scuffle.
handbags. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll leave that. We'll leave the United game now. Hopefully, that could all be quieting down now. Swansea, Norwich. That was a good game. 3-2 Norwich. Can they both stay up, these teams, now?
Definitely.
Yeah, easy, I think. I mean, I thought, well, Norwich are unpredictable. I personally thought Swansea would win at home because they've been solid all season at home, but they went down. They went in, was it 1-0 down Norwich, and then just came out in the second half on fire, and they went 3-1 up. So I think both will stay up easy. Yeah.
Two good managers there at Swansea and Norwich. They've both done well. Both come from the Championship and worked their way up. Not just foreign managers they brought in. So it's nice to see some British managers doing well.
Did Howson play for Norwich? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure.
Johnny Howson.
Yeah, come from Leeds,
No,
didn't he?
Bradley Johnson went to Norwich.
Yeah, Johnny Howson, did he not go in the transfer window?
Has he gone as well?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Howson went to
Yeah.
Norwich.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what would be interesting.
Move
to
on then, Danny. We class you as our Bolton
There we
fan.
go.
see. Resident Bolton.
Someone
fan.
has to be.
Bolton 1, Wigan 2. What was your views on that, Danny?
That's
as a
Danny
Bolton fan?
versus Tom, because Tom from Wigan.
Well, yeah, you can be the Wigan side.
Well, I do look out
The big
for Wigan, so
DW following. Dave Whelan's Barmy Army.
smoke bombs going off as well, getting the atmosphere going.
Go on then, Danny.
Disappointing, clueless. There's another way to describe the performance. It was just terrible, really. No disrespect to Wigan, but that's a game that, on paper, we should be winning.
Definitely. Bolton have to win them games at home against Wigan.
And There was just nothing. I think Mark Davis is the only player since Holden was injured
Yeah,
to
he's different
spark
class.
any
Different class.
attacking mentality into the team, and he had to do it all himself. And it was lucky that he got the ball where he did. It was like a ricochet off the back of Ngog, and he's just hit it and hoped, and it's gone in. But then poor defending's led to the second goal.
Owen Coyle. Tell me what your thoughts are on Owen Coyle at the moment as a Bolton fan.
The England job's going. I won't mind seeing him go for that and leave.
Would you want him out at this stage? That he's not. He
He's-
keeps trying to
doesn't-
promise the fans he's going to turn it round, and
If he didn't
He's
come
still
out
waiting
and
for it.
say, "Oh, keep the faith, we'll do it. We'll do it next week. We'll do it the week after. This is what went wrong this week. Here's what we're going to work on." Instead of getting results, it's just not going to work, and the fans are just going to turn against him like they did with Megson, which in a way is wrong, but
has he done anything better than Megson? I know
No.
he's brought in a few more footballers,
he's
but
done
no.
worse.
Yeah.
He's brought in people, well, the players that he brought in from Burnley, which was Eagles and Tyrone Mears. Mears was injured straight away, and Eagles was
He's
someone
average.
that, Ferguson saw that he was never going to be any good, so he got rid of him straight away. He was playing at Burnley in the Championship, and then instead of signing the players like Fletcher or Rodriguez that could have done a job for us, he's just signed people that Burnley don't want.
It's disappointing, really. I think, speaking to a lot of Bolton fans, like back in Bolton, they think the selection issue is the problem. He keeps picking the wrong team, but in my view, it is some of the signings like Ngog and Rio Coker, Pratley. They're average
yeah.
championship players at best.
Well, when Pratley was talking, when he came, and they were like, "Oh, he's going to be a great signing, he's a good attacking midfielder," but if Swansea didn't want him, he was just coming up, and they've just not renewed his contract, or not been able to agree terms, then he's obviously not good enough to be in the Premier League if a Championship team coming up doesn't want him anymore.
Correct.
He's not really improved the team, he's just replaced average with average, and it's just not paid off. And now Cale's gone. We're just playing with average centre-backs, and with our defence already leaking goals. And Jaskalainen is he injured or out of favour?
I don't know. Apparently he's picking, what's he called, the keeper now? Bogdan.
Because he's just been...
But he just looks like a carbon copy of Jaskalainen to me. He wears his shirt
He does.
untucked. He's got that same hairstyle.
And we got rid of Al
He dances about. He can't stand still when he's supposed to be trying to
And
make a
against
save.
Norwich, I don't know if you saw the save, but there was a poor shot really. He's just hit him in the chest, come out, and then that's when they finished the game.
Well, was it McCarthy's or MacArthur, one of them two, who scored this weekend?
McArthur's, yeah.
It was Bogdan who parried it to him on the
Yeah.
edge of the 6-yard box.
He's just
To
tapped
me,
it
he's
in.
got to do more there.
Again, and we've got rid of Al Habsi, who's now playing for the team that's just
Yeah,
embarrassed us really. I know they're bottom and we're just above by a point.
only by
but
a point though.
it's bad time for Northwestern teams because Blackburn are still down there.
Yeah, and that links us on nicely. The other struggling Northwest team, Blackburn, they've got a victory and they keep creeping in and out. 3-2 against QPR. Can either team survive?
And Steve Keane is still managing the side.
Yeah,
I mean, months ago we were saying should he be sacked, and he's still there now.
he's still there.
Still there, which is quite surprising. But it's a good vital win for them. 3 points they really want against QPR. They're both battling to survive. Out of the teams, Blackburn and QPR, I think QPR are more likely to survive, in my opinion.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Tom, what do you think on that one? Blackburn, QPR, are they both going to go down, or is going to go right to the end of the season? That one.
I mean, them two teams and then the Bolton Wigan, it's between them four really and one or two more. But Blackburn, they played really well first half. Went in 3-0 up, and then Hughes must have said a few strong words at half time to his team because they fought back, but it wasn't enough. But I mean, Yakubu again, he comes back from his ban. Was it a ban or injury? I think it was a ban.
Yeah, I think it's
Yakubu, that's the difference. Feed the yak and he will score.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
exactly.
banged them in what is
Player
it
with
with
confidence.
free transfers? I mean, Demba Ba, Yakubu, banging him in. Someone else should have took a chance, but
Mark Hughes would be gutted actually because he used to
If
manage
he's from a
Blackburn,
club.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Before he went to Man City.
yeah.
We're just going into February now. I'm just interested. Who do you think now in February the three clubs that are going to get relegated? I'll start with you, Danny. Who would you say the three clubs who are going to go down now?
Wolves.
Even if they get a new manager,
Even
the
if
likes
they get
of
a new manager,
Steve Bruce.
I don't think he's got enough time to turn the team around.
Mm.
Blackburn and QPR. I think Bolton and Wigan will both pull out of it.
Who else going to get out again? Wigan out again.
Mhm.
Scrape out on the last day of the season as usual. Jamie, what do you think? Who are your three?
Definite two going down, Blackburn and Wigan. And I
Watch
don't
what
know.
you say.
Blackburn, Wigan, and Wolves.
Tom?
I think Wolves, Blackburn, and Bolton. I mean, Wigan.
No,
are just-
Wigan.
Honestly, I think they'll do
Biased.
Wigan will get out again.
it. I think so.
Bias
The
view.
Paisers will
So-
rise.
They're so unpredictable. They'll go and get results at big teams and then lose at the small teams. You can't really predict it, but I think they'll sneak out.
I'm going to go with the safe one. I'm just going to say Wigan, Bolton, Blackburn, who are in it now. I think it's been a bad season all round.
Very safe, sitting on the
for
fence.
the Northwest clubs, and neither of them are showing me any signs of getting out of it. And I think QPR will push away with Mark Hughes, and the same with Wolves if they can get playing with Jarvis and stuff on the wing.
Whereas
Get a
Blackburn,
decent
did Blackburn
manager.
not come out this weekend?
They might have just dropped out
I think
actually.
they
I
might
think they
be.
did.
Right, let's save this table.
But
still
the
down
two
there,
up and
yeah.
down. If they stay up, it'll be because of Yakubu, nobody else.
Yeah, and at the end of the season, let's listen back to this show and let's see who's right.
See who's right or who was closest. It could be 3.
It's
Yeah.
them
None of
5
them.
teams. Any
It's
of them
QPR,
5, really.
Blackburn and Wolves all joint on 21 points.
Yeah.
And Bolton, Wigan 20 and 19. So
Right then, we'll
It's
come
tight.
back to that at the end of the season. We'll just have a quick bit of music and then we'll be on to the rest of the games from this weekend. Right then, we'll move on to the rest of the games. Not too many big games to mention, maybe 1 or 2. Fulham, Stoke. Stoke having a bit of a blip at the moment. Tom?
Yeah, I've not really been keeping up with Stoke's results recently, but for the past few seasons they've been solid mid-table, and I think Pulis wanted to build on that, but he signed Palacios and Crouch, so maybe he was aiming for Europe again. But I mean, they've had some poor results, and I think mid-table again this year. I mean, they're not going to go down, but I don't see them building on the past few seasons.
Yeah.
before I mention anything, I'd like to say an apology to Tom because I had a bit of stick for saying that Stoke weren't a set piece team, but when I've been looking at the goals this season, that's the only way they've been getting goals. They might have been trying to play a different style
Thank
of
you,
football,
thank you.
But to be fair to you, you were only messing around.
but still they've not been getting the goals that way. They've just tried to play a bit of passing game, but it's not working, and they're just a mid-table team. Apologies, Tom Shot.
There you go, Tom. Do you accept that?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the least airtime the Fulham Stoke game gets, the better, I think.
Yeah.
They're good. That's
Well,
it.
just a
Fulham,
quick
Fulham are a
12th
boring
and
team.
13th.
quick shout out to Dempsey. I mean, he's on fire
Quick
at the
shout
minute.
out. There you go. Dempsey, you've got a
Clint,
shout out.
you're
to Tom
listening-
Shot.
Yo,
If
Clint,
you're
this
listening,
one's for
Clint.
you.
Come on the
If
show,
you-
Clint.
If you're listening, Clint, then
Well,
there you
yeah,
go.
he's been on fire, hasn't he? I mean, even his goal today. Well, his goal was lucky. isn't
Today,
it?
does he have been bag on in training?
Yeah, quick visit there.
You've
to
been
London.
Stalking him a bit. Stalking him at the training ground.
That's a bit too
I am
upset.
player.
That was a big shout out.
No, yeah, he thumped the crossbar and it bounced off Sorensen's head and went in, but it's all going right for him at the minute. And Pogrebniak, the new Russian striker, he sold
mouthful.
Zamora, but he banged one in his debut as well.
What's
so
his name again?
Pogrebniak,
Oh, right, okay.
Can you spell that for me, Tom?
P-O-G-Y.
And then we'll
I
carry
don't
on.
know,
Sunderland
never
1, Sunderland 1, Arsenal 2. Bye-bye Thierry Henry as he goes back to the New York Red Bulls.
It's his last game in the Premier League, but he's got that game in the Champions League in the week. That's his last proper game.
Yeah.
But was it last minute goal Arsenal got there?
It was,
Yeah,
enough.
Like two in
Yeah.
85th and 90th or something,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Just then, Arshavin and Omri, the two subs came on
Mhm.
combined.
Well, Ramsey was a sub as well, wasn't he? I think he came on for Mertesacker, who got injured. Ramsey banged one in.
at
I'm giving him
centre-back.
a mention as well, Ramsey.
Quick shout out to Ramsey.
Shout out to my,
Shout
man,
out
my
Aaron.
main man Ramsey.
He's
Yeah.
got a brilliant goal in training this morning.
Brilliant strike.
But yeah, Henry, typical Henry, sneaking in at the back.
Sneaking in.
It just shows Omri
Tapping
left
it
at the
in.
wrong time because he's still a great player, especially in the fast-paced Premier
So
League.
you say he's sneaking round the back?
Come on,
Who
now,
said
Jamie.
that?
Come on, boys.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was complaining about Wenger not spending. It was a shrewd signing. I don't think he's. I mean, you're not going to sign him back and keep him for good, but coming on as a sub for the last 5-10 minutes, you can't beat that.
He's
goal
had it
scoring
now,
instinct.
in my opinion. He's had it, Henry.
Yeah,
I don't know why Arsenal want to call him back.
He'll
Yeah.
come back as like the coach.
He's
and I
past it.
It's
I
just
can even see him
mediocre.
You shouldn't
Yeah.
have gone to Barca.
managing Arsenal
Do
one
you know what
day.
it's for? It's just a massive PR stunt.
We just had a massive quote here.
What? What
Tom,
did he
just
say?
repeat that.
I said I can see Thierry Henry coming back as a coach at Arsenal one day and even managing them, and I'll stick by that. I think he
With
could.
Perez, Wiltord, Overmars, and Ljungberg as
Okay.
his assistants.
Noting that one down.
Why
Mark
not?
Keown.
Arsenal
Yeah.
legend.
It was
Tony
just-
Adams.
Statue outside the Emirates.
That statue
He's
looks
loved by the
nothing like
fans.
him.
I know, it's terrible. That is terrible.
It's an absolute shocker.
No, it's just one big PR stunt. Henri coming back, I
yeah, I
think.
think so.
Just
Massive.
to take the fans' mind off
A few
not spending.
shirts,
Get-
a few Henry names on the back of the shirts as well.
Yeah,
Get some
exactly.
fans in America as well.
Yeah.
Correct. A good game though for Everton, a bad one for Chelsea. I'm not sure AVB would be very impressed with that. Everton 2, Chelsea 0. Seen the return of Stephen Pienaar
What?
as well.
Once again, Chelsea looked absolutely shocking at the back. Seriously, they had so many mistakes. David Luiz, what else can you say about him? But even like Ashley
He's
Cole.
got good hair.
Well,
It looks like he's being controlled by a FIFA.
yeah,
by
he
FIFA.
does. But Ashley Cole was making silly mistakes. But he's bought Cahill, a solid English centre-back who's been in the Premiership for years. And then he's not playing him. I don't get it. He's playing Ivanovic and Luiz. He's dropped Terry as well. Play
Should never have
Cahill and
sold
Terry.
Alex either.
And that's a solid partnership right there.
There's talk for AVB getting the sack as well. What do you think
I've
about
heard that, yeah. I think he was he not meeting up with
Abramovich.
today or this week, yeah?
Yeah.
I heard that he's
I
going to
think-
call a meeting himself, so maybe he's going to resign.
You know what Abramovich is like with managers, though.
He needs to give him a season at least and let him have summer.
Well, he might not want it. We've seen it with Scolari. He went pretty quick in and out.
I know, but
Abramovich, he wants things. He wants success fast.
Yeah.
And now.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Ray
waste his
Wilkins.
time.
that's not going to happen if you sack your managers every 6 months. You need
Yeah, exactly.
continuity.
Well, we all know Abramovich, and he's a bit. What
I
can't
just
think
think AVB's had it easy in Portugal, really, and he's not adapted
Yeah.
to the Premiership. He's not. He doesn't. Well, I don't think he doesn't realise how tough it is, but
I
mean-
can't tell the difference between AVB and Mata. They look the same to me. Don't know about you.
And the thing with Kale signing as well, someone tweeted a picture and said someone should have showed this to Gary Kale before he left, and it was a picture of Tal Ben Haim. And he hardly got a game, and now is that the same way Cale's
Oh
going?
yeah.
I think so.
Cahill's
Don't be
a bit,
surprised
Oh,
if he
yeah.
comes back to Bolton
he's
one
a
day.
better defender than Ivanovic and David Luiz.
Why
any
did Ben
day.
Haim ever go to Chelsea? I don't understand that.
I don't get it. Where is he now? To Portsmouth, isn't he?
Portsmouth.
Struggling
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
Sinking ship at
The
Portsmouth.
nice, strong centre back. Right then, we'll move on. Big game. Welcome back, Harry Redknapp, after all that controversy with his court case and stuff last week. Tottenham 5, Newcastle, who was supposed to be a good team, 0. Watch this space. Sunderland will finish above them.
Well,
Say if we appoint Harry Redknapp England manager, these are the sort of results England will get. Yeah, 5-0. Boom.
If England were playing
England
Newcastle.
5, Spain 0.
I mean, me and Luke were questioning why they've brought in Sahar, but this performance, Adebayor and
Really?
Sahar.
Hit and miss, hit and miss.
Well, he played really well against Newcastle. Adebayor, he set
That'll be
up
it now.
four
That's
and
it for the
scored
end of
one.
the season for Zaha. He's got his goals now.
Well,
He'd
he's
get,
already-
he'd get an injury.
He'll have
He's
an
equal
injury
his
next
total
week.
at
Yeah.
Everton for the whole
Harry
season.
Redknapp
just
knows
in,
what he's
in that
doing.
game.
Redknapp
was this?
knows what he's doing.
As Sahar played for Newcastle, I was watching that ESPN goals app, and he said
I think yeah.
the ex-Newcastle striker. I remember vaguely
Yeah, I
remember
think it
it,
was
but
at
I
the start
can't
of his
remember when he
career.
was there.
He's
I
been
think.
at Everton, Fulham, Newcastle
Fulham.
United, and now
United.
Tottenham.
Bit of a
I
whore.
I think Adebayor was good for Tottenham though. He
Sneaking
set
out
up,
the back.
he
Well,
set
yeah.
up most of Sahar's goals, and
He
then
set up
Pienaar's
4
goal at
goals,
the end.
Adebayor.
Yeah. One for the fantasy team.
Oh yeah, many points for them too.
Many points.
Yeah, but I mean, Mancini's let him go to Spurs. Could bite him in the bum if you
Ooh.
ask. I mean,
Do you want to give him a shout out for that?
Who's like who got to
quick
Spurs?
shout out to Mancini. Mancini
Adebayor.
let Adebayor go to Spurs, and
Talking
I
to
mean,
Mancini, what do you think about him talking about allowing Tevez to come back?
Yeah.
Apparently he's going to come back soon.
But apparently he has to have a fitness test before they can let him come back.
Yeah.
That's how
Publicity
fit he is.
he's not passing that.
He's been on
all
the
them-
booze and pizza.
all
for
them- Whatever he's eating in Brazil.
Argentina.
That was one thing.
Argentina.
Tottenham fans as
He's
well.
having one of them bigger pints in Argentina.
Classic.
A big platter of food and 2 pints within a pint.
Well, I don't think they should let him come back off the way he's treated the club.
No.
No way at all. I wouldn't let him come back.
With Tottenham fans as well, they were all chanting Harry Redknapp's name the other day, and when they were scoring, just bagging goals for fun at the start of the game, Redknapp was running round at the sidelines,
He was loving it.
hugging his assistant,
Shows his
his
passion.
coaches.
Shows his
Yeah, I
passion.
think every English football fan, apart from the Spurs fans, will want Redknapp as England manager.
Right then, we'll coming towards the end of the show now. We'll have a quick look at the AC Milan Arsenal games and then some of the other Champions League fixtures, as well as United's first game in the Europa League on Thursday night. Right, seeing as you're our resident tipster, Tom, I know you've been having a look through the games. Bit of Champions League tips. AC Milan Arsenal, that's the only English game going on in the Champions League, seeing as our two top teams have been knocked out.
Yeah.
Give us a bit of a tip then.
Oh, well, seeing as Army scored against Sunderland, he's got one last game at Arsenal, and he's 11-4 that he scores and win. And Arsenal win at AC Milan tomorrow night. But I mean, that's one bet, and then you can have AC Milan at just over evens if you fancy a home win. But I think the draw at just over 2-1 could be the best bet. I mean, Milan, they're an aging team. Arsenal aren't the best as well.
An Asian team?
An aging.
Oh, sorry.
Don't misquote me on that. An aging.
Pirlo, Gattuso.
An old team.
A team of old fogies. But yeah, I think the draw. I fancy a draw.
Legends. We'll stick to legends.
A draw at just over
Safe
2-1.
one.
Is this a tip or just reading off Sky Bet what the odds are, Tom?
I'm just looking at the odds now, but
what is his tips?
I think the draw will be the best bet.
Jamie, Ajax United.
Oh yeah,
That'd be a good game.
I think we're gonna. Yeah, it's away. It's in Holland, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. Our first proper game in the Europa League.
It's going to be interesting to see if Fergie
United
takes it seriously or not.
United City final.
No, I think Ferguson will take it very seriously.
I think he takes.
And it's good though. This week we haven't got a game at the weekend because we're not in the FA Cup. So we've got Thursday against Ajax away, and then next Thursday we've got to wait till next Thursday to play them at home. So I think we'll be fully concentrated on this game.
I think it's one we can get over City. If City get knocked out, we can go and win it or beat them in final.
Or get them to get the final. Yeah.
United and City will be favourites.
Well, City are away at last year's winners. At the same time as United, so they're both away games for the City and United. But I reckon United can do better against Ajax than City will do against Porto.
I think you might be just about right there, yeah.
Well, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Though talking about Man United and Man City. Well, not Man City,
especially
but
in the Europa League.
Yeah.
Dodgy one. We should have a bit of sports news then. Here you go. Lawrence Mora.
Rangers have taken the first step towards going into administration. A notice of intention has been lodged at the Court of Session in Edinburgh on behalf of the club's directors. They now have 5 days in which to formally declare administrators have taken over the running at Ibrox. Rangers FC are currently awaiting the result of a £49 million tax case with HM Revenue and Customs. But chief sports writer for the Scotsman, Stuart Bathgate, says that's just one of their problems.
The second aspect is the ability of the current chairman, Craig White, and his fellow directors to get out of the mess that they may be left in, quite simply. There is, at best, a major question mark over that ability.
After more than 5.5 years as manager of Wolves, Mick McCarthy has been sacked. The board decided after yesterday's 5-1 home defeat by local rivals West Brom, a result which leaves them in the Premier League bottom three, that it was time to make a change. Now, Liverpool's shirt sponsors, Standard Chartered, say that they're unhappy with the Luis Suarez episode. The banks released a statement expressing their disappointment after the striker refused to shake hands with Manchester United's Patrice Evra, the man he was found guilty of racially abusing. Yesterday, Liverpool's manager Kenny Dalglish and Suarez issued apologies for the incident at Old Trafford. Aston Villa will be without their defender Richard Dunn for up to 2 months. It's been confirmed the Republic of Ireland international suffered a fracture in his shoulder after falling heavily during yesterday's Premier League defeat to Manchester City. And in rugby union, former New Zealand international Jonah Lomu needs a second kidney transplant. He's currently on dialysis while awaiting a replacement.
So there we go then. A bit more on Suarez there.
Good old
Liverpool.
Lawrence. Cheers for that, Lawrence.
Yeah, cheers, Lawrence. Liverpool's sponsors, they're not happy with him either.
Well, I wouldn't be if I was their sponsors. I wouldn't be at all.
Bad press, isn't it?
Yeah, proper bad press.
Definitely. The Americans don't seem to be very happy with what's gone on.
I mean, their apologies was just too late, and I know they've apologised now, but it's just too late. It's not acceptable.
Well, then that brings us to the end of the show and our first show for 2012. It's nice to be back.
Nice to be back, bloody blah.
The next show is the early kickoff show. We'll round up all this weekend's fixtures and give us our tips with our resident tipster, Thomas Shott. He'll have them all lined up, ready to go. Thanks, boys.
Thank you very much,
See you
Luke.
next.
It's nice to be back.